We have seen that there are three methods to get the pure concentrated ore, that is the hydrolytic method, the magnetic separation and the froth flotation method. Let's quickly revise them. The hydrolytic method uses the difference in the density between the ore and the impurities. So the lighter impurities, they are washed away and the ore particles are left behind in these grooves. The second method, that is the magnetic separation. In this, either the ore or the impurities are magnetic in nature. So we use a conveyor belt in which one of the wheels is magnetic in nature. So it attracts the magnetic substance and they are separated from the substances which are not magnetic. So we can separate the magnetic part from the non-magnetic part. The third method is the froth flotation method. This is mainly used for sulfide ores. The sulfide ores can be wetted by oil, particularly pine oil. As it is agitated inside the tank, the froth and oil being lighter, it rises on the top, carrying the ore particles which can be collected in a separate container. The impurities being wetted by the water particles, they stay behind. So by using these three methods, we now get the pure concentrated ore. So the next step is to convert this ore in certain compound from which we can easily extract the metal. It is always convenient to extract a metal from an oxide. So our next step is to convert the ore into an oxide. The first method which we use for this is roasting. Roasting is heating the ore in excess of air. So when we heat the ore, particularly sulfide ores, so when we heat them in excess of air at temperatures around 800 to 900 degrees Celsius, it forms zinc oxide and releases sulfur dioxide gas. So the next step of ours, our aim was to convert an ore into an oxide. So we heat the ore in excess of air. This is known as roasting. It converts, in this case, the sulfide ore to an oxide. So our aim of getting an oxide is fulfilled. In case we have a carbonate ore, we carry out the calcination. Calcination is heating the ore in the absence of air. So again, we heat the ore at very high temperatures, say around 400 degrees Celsius. We have zinc carbonate at a very high temperature of 400 degrees Celsius. The carbonate easily evolves the carbon dioxide gas and we get the oxide ore. So in this case, we get zinc oxide. So for sulfides, we generally carry out roasting, which is heating the ore in excess of air. And for carbonate ores, we generally carry out calcination, that is heating the ore in absence of air. So our aim was to get an oxide. So by using these two methods, that is roasting and calcination, we get the oxide ore. The heating of an ore in the absence of air. What is this process called? So when we heat the ore in absence of air, that process is known as calcination. It converts an ore to a corresponding oxide. So now we have the oxide. Our next step is to extract the metal from the oxide. So we have to remove the oxygen from the oxides. And we know removal of oxygen is known as reduction. So we have to carry out the reduction of oxides. So how do we do it? We use a substance which can take away this oxygen from the oxide. So we use coke or carbon in most of the cases, as it has a high affinity for oxygen. It takes away this oxygen to form carbon monoxide and we get zinc. So the reduction of an oxide can be carried out by using certain substances, like in this case we use coke or carbon. It has an affinity for oxygen. It removes the oxygen from zinc oxide in the form of carbon monoxide, so we get zinc. Similarly, if we have an oxide of lead, we can use coke. It forms lead metal and carbon monoxide. And at the same time, we can also use carbon monoxide. It reacts in the same manner. It reacts with the oxide ore to form carbon dioxide, and the metal is formed. So our step to extract the metal from an oxide, that is to carry out the reduction of an oxide, is done by using substances like coke and carbon monoxide. They react with oxygen to form carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, and we get the metal. You remember the metal activity series? According to this, the metals on the top, they are very reactive. So for them to remove the metal from the oxides, we generally carry out electrolysis. So for these metals, the reduction cannot be done by using substances like carbon. For them, we use electrolysis. For these metals, in order to extract these metals from oxides, we use carbon or other reducing agents. And we know these elements, they are very less reactive. In nature, they are found in native state. So we do not have to carry out the reduction. So for these metals, the top metals can be extracted from the oxide ores by using electrolysis. And for these metals of lesser reactivity, we use reducing agents like carbon. So let's take an example of aluminium. We know aluminium from its ore can be extracted by using electrolysis. So how do we do that? We have an ore of aluminium, that is Al2O3. So it decomposes to give aluminium ions, that is Al3+, and oxide ions. So when we carry out the electrolysis, the positive ions, that is the cations, they migrate towards the cathode. So Al3+, cations, they migrate towards the negatively charged electrode, which is cathode. It takes the electrons and it becomes neutral metal atom. So for the metals lying at the top of the metal activity series, we carry out the electrolysis of the oxides. In this case, we had Al2O3. So Al is discharged at the cathode, and the oxide that is present, it is discharged at the anode. So when oxide is discharged at anode, it forms nascent oxygen or oxygen atom, which is not stable. It combines with another oxygen atom to form oxygen gas. But right now we focus on the metal. So for these elements which lie at the top of the metal activity series, we use electrolysis. They form the cations, and these cations are discharged at the cathode. So we get the metal. So remember, the metals on the top of the metal activity series, these metals can be extracted by using electrolysis. The metals of lesser reactivity, they are extracted by using reducing agents like carbon, and these metals, they exist in the native form. Now we get the metal. But do you think it's really pure? Our aim is to get pure metals. So even after getting these metals or extracting them, we have to refine these metals. So our final step is refining the metals that we have obtained. This can be done in two ways. We can use distillation. In distillation, we heat the substance, so the volatile impurities, using the difference in the boiling point, the impurities can boil off. So we get the pure metal. An even better method is to use electrolytic refining. In this, we use electrolysis to refine the metal that we have achieved. So for example, if we have to refine copper, we use this setup, that is electrolytic refining. Impure copper is made the anode. As electrolysis takes place, copper enters the solution and is discharged at the cathode. So after this continuous process repeats, we get pure copper at the cathode. So by using electrolytic refining, we can purify the metal that we have obtained. So let's summarize what we have studied so far. when we have an ore, for the extraction of metals of high reactivity, that is, which lie at the top of the metal activity series, we use electrolysis. So we use electrolysis to get the pure metal. So from electrolysis, after the refining, we get the pure metal. But what happens when we have metals of low reactivity? So for those ores, we first concentrate the ore by crushing and grinding. And for metals or the ores which are of medium reactivity, for example, in this case, we consider the sulfide ores and the carbonate ores. The carbonate ore, we first convert into oxide using calcination, that is heating in the absence of air. For sulfide ores, we heat in excess of air, that is known as roasting. And after we get the oxides, we get the pure metal, that is reduction, by using reducing agents like carbon. So once we get the metal, we refine it to get the pure metal. So for metals of high reactivity, we use electrolysis. For metals of medium reactivity, we use carbon or coke. And after that, we have to refine the metal that we have obtained. So finally, we get the pure metal. So this is how we get pure metals from their ores.